Hi. Welcome to the Human Design for Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Yvette Mayer, and this show's for you if you're done with cookie cutter marketing and ready to build your personal brand in alignment with who you really are. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Human Design for Marketing podcast and our series on the 12 lessons of 2024. We are up to lesson 10, which takes me back to October. We're getting very recent to when I'm recording at this point, so still very fresh. And we have just come off the back of a really sad and heavy lesson of a month in September. So I'm going to find some fresh energy in October. It was an abundant month, actually. And yes, I was holding on to a lot of grief because I lost my puppy Chili right at the end of September, but there was a lot of magic in there as well. So I shared in the last session that I just launched the Frequency Project in a new container. So that had happened. And during October, having created this, the next step was me to start working towards, well, let's be honest, getting paid every day from my offers selling across my entire ecosystem, including this new way of selling the Frequency Project, which I was going to be able to sell always on, always available. But that did mean that I needed to put some more steps in place. You may recall that, right, not the beginning, but back in April, I bought a program to help me create a evergreen sales funnel for the Frequency Project. Still hadn't done that. But what I was experiencing was that it worked. This new way of selling where I wasn't in the live energy worked. And so that plus the holding of space for people in a different container, that was working as well. So it was giving me a lot of confidence that this was all going to be incredibly possible. The other thing that was happening in October is all the hard work that myself and my team had put in creating these multiple ways that you could work with me that were lower ticket, that were embedded through the website, were starting to sell. Like every day, offers were selling without me needing to be showing up. And this is something that I'd been working towards all year. So that really was the highlight, or the beginning of the highlight. And then towards the middle of the month, the next big highlight was that I went on retreat, a kind of like blend of business and life and healing retreat to Mama Bali, which is, yes, where I'm recording this from as well. And I had a beautiful, beautiful experience in Bali. It was like a 6-day trip with women that I just immediately connected with. We all got on so well. We did magical things, everything from a water healing ceremony, multiple trips to the spa, big goal setting and planning, and we even did social media kind of content creation. So it was a real blend. But I've said this before about travel. When you've been through something big, I think it's important to get away and to recalibrate your energy, or at least to take some space. And Bali certainly delivered that for me. I had a really special time. I will say, from a challenge perspective, I was in grief. And then I also had a situation with my camper van come up, which I don't know if you follow me on social media, you may know that I have a beautiful, amazing luxe camper van. It's a Mercedes Sprinter. It is completely kitted out, top of the range. It is, oh my God, like I'm obsessed with it. I call her Sia the Sprinter because she takes you around, so you see her a lot. And I rent out my camper van or kind of in between when I'm not using it, because I'm not using it all that much, although I may be in the future. So she got picked up to go on a 5-week trip before I left for Bali, and the wheels came off. So what happened was the woman that picked her up had issues with the solar power immediately, and it escalated. It escalated so that when I finally got to Bali, within hours of me landing, I felt so stressed because the power was continuing to fail. This woman had invested a lot of money in renting the van and was away on a trip of the lifetime. And I felt somewhat responsible. I felt a level of responsibility for her having a good time. And so as I arrived in Bali, I wasn't in my best place at all. And I bring this up because it really revealed to me how much money trauma exists in me and in most of us. Because when I really went through this process of feeling out of control and incredibly stressed and like I couldn't be present and really enjoy the retreat that I was on, I'm like, why am I having this reaction? Why is it so big? And it really was because of money, because I knew that it meant that it was going to cost me money to get it fixed. It was going to potentially cost me money to compensate the woman who rented the van. It was possibly going to mean getting a bad rating, which would cost me future renters. And I had to really support myself through this intense reaction with a reminder that money comes and goes, and we can't always control for that. In this situation, I could not control for the fact that I wasn't in Australia and how much it was going to end up costing me. It was beyond my level of control. And so spending a lot of time in the freaking out energy, which I found myself in, wasn't resourceful, wasn't changing the outcome. And it was difficult, but after, I want to say 24 to 48 hours, I took some actions that really helped me, and I began to process and be able to let go of that tension. And the biggest thing I did was I separated myself from the retreat and spent half a day on the phone to Australia getting help, figuring out what to do to support the renter as much as possible. And we got somewhere. In the end, it cost me more to have my my van solar system redone. It cost $7,000. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot. And it was more than the cost of the van going out for rent. And it was fine. Like, yes, it was like a massive pain, but it's only money. And so I think the biggest lesson that I learned in October was to not hold on so tightly that you stress yourself out about money. I mean, to be fair, I have first world problems. It's not that I don't have money coming in all of the time. It's not that I don't have other resources. If you weren't in that situation, then yes, money is for sure stressful. But I'm talking about the truth for most of us is even when things happen that crop up that are stressful around money, we have ways of figuring them out, but we still allow money to traumatize us. And it's for what? It's for what? It's money, it's energy, it's currency moving hands. It's not the end of the world like we make it seem. And it's a lesson that I think I'll be learning for my entire life, because when I look at myself and I look around my circles, whether that's my personal circles or my business circles, money is the thing that causes the most dysregulation in our nervous systems, the most top of mind thing that stresses us, that worries us, that makes us think we're not good enough. Like, it's just such a big thing. And so my lesson was to realize more quickly when I'm catastrophizing around money and recalibrate my energy towards feeling safe and secure in myself regardless. Biggest lesson for October. But honestly, the month all up was a really good month. I had moved to a situation where I am now being paid by new clients, by recurring payments daily. You know, there's the occasional day when something doesn't sell, and I'm always shocked now, which if you told me that 6 months ago, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, it is crazy to me that the business has changed in this way, in this beautiful way this year. Yes, I'm talking money, but it's also supporting so many more humans and women with this magic that is human design and marketing every single day. And that is something that I'm really proud of and excited to see only grow into 2025. So a bit of a different one, or a bit of a mixed one in October, with some travel, with some exoticness and fun and joy and lots of highlights and a lot of abundance, but also this slapping around the face of money trauma, which I'm sharing because this is the spirit of this entire series. It's like, what is actually going on that you don't see on social media, and the lessons that I am learning through the year, also to inspire you to look back and be honest with yourself and see where you've had opportunities to heal or to grow, and make sure that you're taking those lessons seriously, not just glossing over them. Like, if I don't think about October and what came up around the money trauma and really sit with that and heal through that, then I have lost the lesson. All right. Thanks for being with me. I'll be back in your ears again real soon. Bye for now. There are heaps more resources in the show notes. I can't wait to be back in your ears again soon. Bye for now.